Why are some people at work rising faster than you, even though you are smarter, more skilled, and you work twice as hard? The answer is not talent. The answer is not luck. It is the 5 invisible habits that you are doing right now that are silently destroying your credibility every time you speak. In this video, I'll show you all the 5 habits, what they look like, why you do them, and what signal they give to other leaders, and exactly how to fix each one immediately. By the end of this video, you'll never communicate the same way again, and your managers, your leaders, other people in your life will finally start seeing you the way you deserve to be seen. Hi, I'm Bishal Sarkar, India's highest paid public speaking coach with 16 years of experience coaching leaders and executives at companies like IBM, Google, Cisco, Microsoft, Apple. And in my years of training professionals, these 5 habits are most common and the most damaging that I have ever seen. Pay close attention to habit number 5 because it is the one that is silently keeping the most talented professionals permanently invisible at work. Habit number 1, apology prefix. Habit number 1, it is something that you say before every sentence. It makes your ideas seem smaller than they actually are. It's called apology prefix. Sorry, just a quick thought. This might sound stupid, but I'm probably wrong, but I think I could be wrong, but... Sounds familiar? Here is the important thing that most people never realize. You do not use apology prefixes because you're insecure. No. You use them, look at me right now, you use them because at some point in your life, they worked. Maybe with your parents, maybe somewhere else. Being apologetic made you seem humble, but your brain saved it as a safe behavior. But what once kept you safe is now holding you back from the next promotion. Every time you start a sentence with an apology prefix, you're telling the room, do not take my idea seriously. And your leaders do exactly that. They don't take you seriously. They form an image about you. And that image is someone who lacks confidence. So you might be thinking right now, Bishal, you have been having this 16 years of experience. What is the fix right now? Here's the fix. Swap the apology for a statement. Instead of saying, sorry, just a quick thought, say, here is my thought. Instead of saying, this might be stupid, but you can say, one idea we might explore now is this. Instead of saying, I'm probably wrong, but say, here is my recommendation. And stop saying, I think, say, I believe. Can you notice the difference? I believe hits completely differently from what I think. See, you might be removing this from your vocabulary, and that can remove the self-doubt, and that can strengthen your confidence, and people will actually hear you. If habit 1 weakens the start of your ideas, habit 2 weakens the end of ideas. I call it the conviction killer. These are little phrases that we attach at the end of our statements to soften them. For example, you might say consistency is the key to success, but then you say consistency is the key to success. I think. Now that I think is the problem. The project will be done by Friday. Let's see. That let's see is the problem. Now, why do people do this? It is the same unconscious pattern. Protection from criticism. Protection from criticism. If you downplay your statement, there is less room for disagreement. But here is the cost. Your leaders are listening for 2 things: clarity and conviction. Clarity and conviction. Do you know what you're talking about? And do you stand behind what you're saying? When you end your point by shrinking it, you downgrade your authority without even knowing it. The fix is brutally simple. Say your point and then full stop. Hold the silence for a few seconds. Let the room absorb your idea. Often the only thing standing between you and authority is the courage to stop talking and let silence do the work for you. Now, quick pause. I know you're already shifting how you think, how you speak, and if that is what is happening, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell notification, because every week I share strategies, techniques like this to help you grow through your career and so that you can absolutely capitalize on the power of communication. So hit the bell icon right now. Habit number 3 is not what you say, it's about how you say it. It's called vocal fry. It sounds like a low, creaky, raspy trailing off in your voice, especially right before you land your most important point. It's in a presentation, in a meeting, in a stakeholder meetup, doesn't matter what you're doing. Most people do not notice they're doing it because it feels completely normal to them. Now, why does that happen? 3 reasons. First of all, just like habit number 1 and habit number 2, this is also unconscious. This is an unconscious way of softening your point. right? Second, it is an energy conservation. Sometimes you conserve food or conserve water. This is energy conservation, but not in a good way. When you're tired or when you're nervous, your voice naturally pulls back. And third, the most important reason, your breath support. Poor breath support. You're speaking on empty lungs. Here's the metaphor that will change how you think about this. When you're driving, do you wait until the fuel tank is completely empty before you refuel? No, you refuel before it hits zero. That is exactly how you should breathe when you speak. Here is the exercise. Take a deep breath. Count out loud. And just before the last breath, just before the last moment, take a deep breath again. Do not wait until you are fully empty. No, breathe before you need to breathe. Practice this for just 2 to 3 minutes every day and your voice will become stronger, more energized, more present, and vocal fry will disappear completely. Habit number 4. This is the most career damaging habit of all 5. It affects the most talented people in the room. Habit number 4, and that is not speaking up in meetings. Here is the scene. You sit in a meeting, okay? You're fully engaged. You're listening, you're absorbing, you're connecting the dots. You have brilliant ideas forming in your head, and then silence. You wait for the perfect moment. You wait for somebody to invite your opinion. That moment passes, somebody else says exactly what you are thinking, and the room responds to them, not to you. Now, there are 2 reasons this happens. First, you're waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. And I'm going to tell you something right now from my experience. The professionals who grow the fastest are not the ones who are invited or who are always waiting to be invited to speak. They are the ones who know how to join the conversation respectfully. They don't wait, they join the conversation. They join the crowd. Second, your thinking outpaces your speaking. Your brain generates ideas faster than your mouth can organize them. So you stay silent rather than risking, sounding unclear. So here is the fix. When you have an idea, structure it instantly using a simple framework. I teach this framework inside Speakathon Implementation Bootcamp. It's called PREP framework. Point, reason, example, point. That gives your thought a shape before you speak. Then look for a micro pause. Those brief transition between points in a meeting, that is your window. Use a body language signals and pair it with a soft auditory cue. For example, I have a quick thought I'd love to share. Now that's an auditory cue. I have a quick thought I'd love to share. And here is what most people don't realize. The most important part here is that acknowledge what was said just before you jump in. Instead of just jumping, say, I love what you said about XYZ. I also want us to consider ABC. Okay, this shows respect for the person who spoke before you. It creates a natural bridge into your contribution. When you combine the structure with the right entry point, the prep and that line that I spoke about right now, you completely become visible, and that visibility will create credibility. Habit number 5 hits the hardest for high performers, and it is the belief that your work should speak for itself. My work speaks for myself. Even Shah Rukh Khan does promotion for himself. Akshay Kumar does promotion for himself. Deepika Padukone does promotion for herself. Why? Because their work speaks, but also they have to speak. You solve problem quietly, you go above and beyond. But the thing is, if you're not communicating about the impact you're making, then the thing is, you assume that you think your manager already knows everything. You assume the results are obvious. You assume people are watching. And during the appraisal season, you feel undervalued. You assume people are watching. They are not. Everyone is managing their own workload. Your boss is not there to manage your workload, their workload. Your manager is dealing with fires you never hear about. The people above you only see output, not your effort, the decisions or the value behind it sometimes. If you do not communicate your contribution, you are invisible, and that invisible people do not get promoted. Remember, your work is real. If you do not communicate about your work, it may not as well exist. The fix is not to brag. It's not about bragging. You just need to give context for the value that you're creating. Here is the part of the result I was able to drive. I wanted to share the impact of the changes I made this week. Okay? Here, you're not showing off. You're doing your job completely because communicating your value is the part of the job. Do you understand that? Now be honest with me, which of these 5 habits do you struggle with the most right now? Drop the habit number in the comments like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 and tell me one situation where it's costing you a lot in your career. Let's quickly review. Habit number 1, apology prefix. You weaken your ideas before they are even heard. Replace apology openers with confident statements. Habit number 2, conviction killers. You shrink your statements at the end. Say your point, then full stop. Let the silence hold. Habit number 3, vocal fry. Your voice trails off and loses power. Practice breath support, refuel before you run out of air. Habit number 4, not speaking up. You stay silent in meetings and stay invisible. Use pref framework and find the micro pauses, acknowledge first and then contribute. Habit number 5, invisible contribution. You do great work, but you never communicate it. Give context for your impact and clearly, consistently. Remember, none of these are talent problems. These are communication habits. And if you change your communication habits, you can change your life. Now, if you want to fix all these 5 habits and if you want a real-time personalized coaching, not just to understand these habits, but really how to get over them, I want to invite you to my special masterclass called Speak Like a CEO Masterclass. It's a 3-hour live intensive where we work directly on your voice, your vocabulary, your body language, your confidence, your structuring, and more importantly, your game plan for your career. You know, here we're gonna make sure that everything in your communication changes forever. So the link is in the description below. This is the time for you not to just watch the video, but click the link, register for the session and come to that masterclass. And if this video helped you, make sure you subscribe to the channel because every single week I'm sharing different strategies, ideas, techniques to help you grow in your career. So make sure you hit that bell icon and share this video with 5 people today as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bishal Sarkar here, reminding you that public speaking is not about perfection. It's all about connection.